All right. Daniel, thanks for joining us with Dinkytown Athletes and doing this interview for the members of Dinkytown Athletes. So first and foremost, can you just take a minute and introduce yourself? Tell us, where you're from, and then, maybe a little bit about how you ended up at the University of Minnesota.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Daniel Jackson, play receiver here. I'm a junior from Kansas City, both the Kansas and the Missouri side. So I'll just say Kansas City. But I really decided on coming to Minnesota based on like the people here, and
Hmm.
when I took my official, like compared to all the other officials I took, I really felt like I connected more with the players on the staff and like with like Coach Simon and a bunch of the coaches.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Okay. So obviously you ended up committing, pretty early ahead of your senior season, right?
Yes.
When did you realize and think that, like, playing college football might be an option for you? Was it pretty early on in your, like, high school career, or yeah, when did you kind of realize that might be an option?
Well, really, I say eighth grade. I kind of noticed, like, because I went to it, my eighth grade, it was the eighth through 12th grade. So I
Hmm.
kind of was in like I'd have eighth grade football practice, but like the high schoolers would also be practicing on like the other half of the field. So like we do little scrimmages and we do like certain things, but I could tell like at a young age I was able to compete with like the varsity guys and going to the high school that I went to. Um, Freshman year, I was like my older cousin, he was a star player on the team at the time, and just kind of being compared to him and like kind of like following his footsteps, I figured I can like make a path similar but my own path to the D1 route.
Sure. All right. So you said you had a cousin that was starring in the team. Was it challenging to follow in, like, the footsteps of a family member and, like, kind of live in their shadow, or were you able to kind of, like, break out of that? And you said you were able to, you know, carve
Yeah.
your own path.
Right. I mean, going into it my sophomore year when I really got the starting job at receiver, what I'm saying, I took the number 3 number, which is, traditionally the best receivers number. And I mean, thought process wise before anything, I have like, proven anything. I was kind of like wondering if I could live up to this expectation of that, wearing that number 3.
Yeah.
But I definitely had confidence in my ability. And really from like game one when I scored my first touchdown, that's where it kind of like took off where like I knew I could carve my own path.
All right. So let's talk. We'll talk a little bit about this season, and then we'll get into some other stuff. Um, if I had to define your season in, like, a word or a couple of words, it might be spectacular catches, right?
Mhm.
You had a handful of spectacular catches. Obviously, ones that come to mind: that touchdown at Michigan State, the one at Wisconsin over the shoulder, where especially on TV it looks spectacular just with the camera angle, and you make that one, and then the one where maybe you should be petitioning to play in baseball stadiums going forward, because you had a phenomenal game that game, but that catch in the end zone again, that Tanner threw up, and you were able to catch over the top of the guy, which he was all over you. And I mean, that was, it seemed like a season of spectacular catches, and, a kind of a breakout season. How did it feel for you? Did it kind of feel routine, and you finally, kind of got your launching point, or am I sensationalizing it by calling it a season defined by spectacular catches?
Uh, no, I mean it kind of all starts in practice and making those catches routine, and it's really just the contested catches, the difficult catches, maybe the catches that people don't expect you to come down with. Just
Yeah.
making the catches routine at practice is just you're gonna be it'll pay off in the game, and I'll say the spectacular catch part. Yeah, that's definitely a addition I wanted to add to my kind of repertoire uh, this
Yep.
uh, this season and making that contested catch. And I feel like did better throughout the season and kind of gathered more confident and just trusting
Yeah.
in.
So do you of the catches this season, and, as I mentioned, some were quite spectacular. Do you have a favorite or one that's most memorable?
Uh, Probably I would go to say that Michigan State game because that was really my first game starting back coming off the injury and
Yep.
not really knowing how everything would play out. I had a few snaps in the Colorado game, but that Michigan State is really the first go and like with the opponent being Michigan State and just making that play and really changing the game felt like a really defining moment.
All right. Do you have a favorite away game atmosphere thus far? I know you probably haven't played at all the stadiums in the Big Ten, but thus far, do you have a favorite away game atmosphere?
It's a tough. I would say. Iowa or Penn State, but Iowa was a little different. Iowa won my last season was
Hmm.
kind of surreal, but Penn
Okay.
State was amazing though. It was cool to play at.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about like, you walk out the tunnel and there's 100,000 people and they're basically all wearing white,
Right,
regardless of their affiliation and who they're cheering for, right? Because this is an event every season.
right.
What's it like to you as a player walking out and seeing that?
I mean, it really just gets you juiced up because I mean they're gonna have to watch you too. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really play into their advantage unless you let it. So I
Uh-huh.
mean it's just a nice, you know what I'm saying, especially being a away
Hmm.
game, kind of feel like I won't say a boost, but I'm saying you just really it kind of puts you on your game.
Um, so this So who for you was maybe the most difficult opponent? And I don't mean like team necessarily, but like for you as a receiver, like, who did you respect the most? It could be an individual or a secondary. Like, who is the most difficult for you?
This season I would say Penn State. I would give it to Penn State. I can't remember his name off the back of my hand, but I mean number 8 and number 5, or number 8 and number 4. Um,
Yeah,
those are key players, and they made good plays in that game. And I mean, I wish we could have it back, but I mean,
yeah,
if I
of course.
would say, I would definitely say those 2 players.
Okay, cool. Um, what game for you personally did you think you played your best this last season? Like, if you were like, "Yep, looking back, that was probably my best game." And now I recognize that not you can always improve, but what did you feel like was your most complete game?
Um, I mean, technically, really the last bowl game, if I had to
Yeah,
look. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like I was just very, very efficient, and I executed well within the game plan, and kind of gave a little spark here and there when the team needed it.
Hmm. So one thing that we've heard people comment on, and compliment you in your game is that you don't run like one route or two routes. You run like every route, and sometimes some very complicated routes. Talk to us about how you've been able to evolve as a route runner during your time at the University of Minnesota.
Right. Yeah, definitely credits due to Coach Simon. He definitely taught a lot of what I and how I developed until this my junior until my really coming senior year. But not really just the repetition and practice and the work that you put in, especially in the off season and the break points and getting it down packed to where you can feel explosive. And I feel like the weight room has a lot more has more to do with it than most people would think because I mean, depending on how your body, can react to the force you put in there, it just allows you to do certain things.
Sure. Okay. So all seasons aren't easy, right? They obviously have ups and downs, and you've had to deal with some injuries. Talk about like just the injuries in general that you've had to deal with in the past, and how much it's had to, how difficult that can be, but also how much effort it takes to get back, right? And overcome that adversity.
No, yeah, it's definitely adversity. The thing about injuries is like once you sit out, it's really kind of when it hits in, and you're just on the sideline watching the team practice. That's really when it kind of hits hard. But I mean, with the amazing training staff that we got, I mean, it's nice to go in there and have fun and work, and what I'm saying, because it's not, you have an end in mind. So just keeping the goal in mind and getting back healthy is really kind of what keeps you going. But just keeping a positive mindset and having a good support staff.
All right, I want you to tell me a little bit about your team now. So these are going to be some kind of quick hitting ones, but and they can be receiver room specific. They could be just team in general, right? But who's the funniest person on the team?
Mm, I'd have to go with Darius Green. He's a funny individual.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, who's the smartest person on the team?
Smartest. I feel like it's an old lineman. Maybe Nathan Bowe. I think
Okay.
it's Nathan Bowe.
All right. Nice. Is Nathan Bowe book smart or street smart?
I think he's a little bit more book smart than.
All right. Good deal. Who do you think's the most competitive person on the team?
Uh, Shoot, myself. Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. All right. Um, what about who's the quietest person on the team?
Dino, uh, Caliac Manis. Dino
Okay.
Caliac-Manis. I had
All
to say.
right. He's pretty competitive. All right. Um, okay. So let's talk a little bit about campus and your experience, here at the University of Minnesota. We'll hit you with the easy ones first. You got a favorite spot on campus that you like to grab food?
Uh, Probably I have to say Tony's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go with the OG Tony's.
All right. Nice. Um, do you have a favorite spot to study?
Uh, Really, at this desk right here, I'm sitting at this
Really?
my house. Yeah.
Yeah, and we should mention like this is what was this day number 2 of classes, so you're just getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so maybe like you give the people an idea. Have you declared a major in what you're studying yet?
Oh yeah, my major is youth studies and youth development.
Okay. Do you have a vision yet of what you want to do with that, or
Uh,
are you? Yeah.
yeah. So I would like to kind of like I feel like my parents kind of played a role in kind of how figured this out, but I like to like train youth and like of all ages, K
Hmm.
through 12, boys and girls, and really just with like the basics like speed, agility, uh,
Sure.
strength, and then kind of how you see like quarterback coaches kind of doing it, kind of be like a receiver specialist, off to the side, like,
Sure.
and then kind of like, cause I'll have like, it's a little bit of a business aspect, but kind of I want to have my own warehouse of an indoor where I can, basically
Yeah.
just train.
Okay, so somewhat entrepreneurial as well there with that idea. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. So, there's a lot of attention brought to like specialized coaching, especially in sports like football and basketball and that sort of thing.
Right.
Do you even know if there's really specialized receiver coaching? Like, is that out there,
Uh,
or would this be kind of a new thing?
I mean, I feel like it's not as popular. You see it a little
Yeah,
bit in Florida. I know there's a few, like they're kind of Instagram accounts, but I mean, I'm pretty
sure.
sure that they're really working and they got real good connects. Like, pretty sure the Footwork King is kind of like he's like along those lines. He's a popular guy, but no, I wouldn't say there's many like compared to the QB coaches.
Okay, so you'll basically you'll either stake down Minnesota and or the Kansas and Missouri side of Kansas City, and you'll dominate the wide receiver training camp or training facility, right? You'll lock it down.
Yep, that's the
All
plan.
right, that's the plan. Okay, we're gonna make sure nobody steals that idea, but make sure we'll make sure we help you with that. All right, I love it. All right, so obviously, making a college decision is a big deal, right? And you mentioned that, your official visit, and also the staff played a big role outside of like the football stuff. Was there something that stuck out about the University of Minnesota that contributed to you choosing that?
Oh yeah, definitely the the city life and like downtown and just what I'm saying Minneapolis in general. I mean, I feel like the city itself can speak for itself. The Mall of America having the what I'm saying the largest mall, all the Fortune
Yep.
500. I just feel like it's a bunch of opportunity here in the Twin Cities. So that did play a role in it compared
Oh,
to
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, Kansas City is a pretty big city, but so basically, the urban kind of campus definitely appealed to you, basically.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Cool. So what's like one of your favorite things about game day? It could be part of your routine, it could be part of the game, but is there something that kind of sticks out as a favorite?
Uh, I really enjoyed it, like the nights at the hotel, the Friday nights. And
Hmm.
then just like being around the guys, what I'm saying, picking each other's minds, studying, getting the extra, filming, and kind of just in relaxing, what I'm saying, letting the mind and kind of envisioning what you're gonna do tomorrow and then letting tomorrow happen, really. And I don't know, I've just found that part, what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
pretty
So tell us a little bit about that. You guys work all week and then Friday night for a game. Like, how does that go? So you guys are like at a hotel or something? Like, take
yeah.
us through like what that looks like.
All right, so Friday night or Fridays, we'll have a practice in the morning, call it Fast Friday. We'll go if it's a home game, we'll go into the stadium and we'll like
Hmm.
go through a little quick script. It's like I'd say maybe a 25-minute practice. We go through a few plays, some green zone stuff, and then after that, it depending on time and place of the game, but we'll either get like a little break or we'll get like a short break. And then if we have to fly, then we'll just get on the plane, head to the hotel, get to the hotel, we'll eat first, and then we have a few things. We'll have Zen. We'll do like get in the pool, stretch. We'll
Hmm.
have a meeting, a team meeting, and then I think we eat again, and then I think that's pretty much it. Then we'll be like it'll be a nighttime story, and we'll have the
Hmm.
last. Yeah,
All right, nice. That's awesome.
yeah.
Um, all right. When you're playing, does the fan energy reach you on the field? Like, do you notice it? Do you feel that intensity, or are you kind of one of those people that just like totally blocks it out and you're kind of oblivious?
Uh, I feel like it's definitely. I've had moments of being oblivious, but no, I definitely like to tune into the crowd and what I'm saying, let it kind of motivate me because I mean we see like when we're on the sideline. I mean we pay attention to y'all, so I mean we're I mean we could get juiced up when you guys are juiced up. So yeah, I'd
Hmm.
say oh they do kind of pump me up a little bit.
All right. What's your favorite part of being an athlete? Well, you're at the University of Minnesota, obviously, but what's your favorite part of being a collegiate athlete?
Um, I feel like the platform having that platform of when you go to class and when you speak, I mean, people kind of want to listen to you. The platform you have for kids and like people looking up to you and you kind of like being a little some kids hero really or something like that. So I really enjoy
Yeah.
like the platform I have.
Okay. Um, how how are you trying to use that platform now as an athlete, and you have an influence on like kids and whatnot? Is there any kind of message you're trying to get across while you have this platform?
Um, if I had to think, yeah, if a message, I feel like I have a few messages. It's kind of hard to think on the spot right now, but definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, it's gonna be the habits you create as a child. I want to
Hmm.
get like the good habits you create as a child will develop you into what you become as a teen, and like
Sure.
fourth, and the good if you have good work habits, if you're hardworking, it doesn't have to be like it could be little things like if you always clean up your room or something like that, stuff like that. It
Hmm.
lays over until you're adulthood.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's awesome. Um, so so obviously, college football is constantly changing. Do you have thoughts on like this new era of college football with like NIL and the transfer portal? You're kind of like living through this transformational process, but is it kind of weird to be living in it and there's not a lot of precedent?
Yeah, it's definitely different, I'd say, than what you were kind of looking forward to coming like out of like a middle school, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so, but like, nah, I mean, I really don't have a vague opinion or like a strict opinion on it. But I think it's a great thing. I mean, athletes making money, I feel like that's definitely a thing. They're helping families. I mean, I feel like
Hmm.
it's a wonderful thing for athletes.
So do you have like a dream side hustle or NIL collaboration? It could be like, something like shoes or apparel or restaurants or business appearances or whatever. Do you have any kind of dream one that if it came, you'd be like, yeah, that's for me?
I feel like if I had like an
Okay.
Apple, an Apple sponsor or something like that, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sweet. All right, cool. Um, so obviously this is the off season, right? You guys will be working towards the 2023 season. What's your number one priority this off season?
Um, well, as a team wise, it's I mean, because we know we got this gauntlet of schedule coming up, but so I mean, it really is as a team better than ever. I mean, there's
Hmm.
no reload, it's better than ever. So it's for whatever last year was, it's times that plus more. But
Hmm.
I mean, really, but I say personally wise, really just getting all the kinks out of my game. Like anything, if it's a little thing with my arms on a certain route, just really ironing out all the kinks in my game, and just really working harder than ever. Yeah, it's coming up to
Yeah.
seem like the time's running out. It's coming up, so I mean, more than ever, what I'm saying, it's time to put the pedal on the gas.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Tell the audience a little bit about like off-season workouts and what they might look like for you, whether that's like, just kind of your average day or, what it might look like for just receivers in general.
So typically, well, I guess I'll say an average week, but typically we'll have a two workouts on Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll have Wednesday as a Zen day. And I
Hmm.
feel like Wednesday is a good day to get in some extra, I would say unrequired work, like some
Hmm.
extra ball drills or some extra catches, I'm saying extra footwork, routes, top of the routes, stuff like that. And like kind of today was, so that's kind of how my day went out. we kind of like we had Zen in the morning, and then afternoon after classes and stuff, kind of hit some body some recovery stuff, and then a
Hmm.
few catches. But I mean, typically it's really class and football. I mean, we have class in the morning, and then afternoon we'll have football split up with offense and defense, and then kind of you go on about your day after that. But
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a full-time job, right? Like you basically have a job.
yeah.
Um, what's the biggest physical change you'd like to make this off season? Whether it's like upper body strength, foot speed, etc. Is there something you're focusing on with your body?
Um, Really flexibility wise, and
Hmm.
I want to become more flexible and more. I want to say more, not more agile, but more. Saying strengthen like the little parts of like strengthen like for example, little parts of my feet, strengthen my feet, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Uh, and then hand strength, but really, I'll definitely say upper body wise. I won't say I have a solid lower body or like I'm good for lower body, but I feel like if I had to pick one to improve, I'll say upper body.
Okay, sure. And then you got a couple things that you're most excited for in this off season, but also going into next season. Are there things that you're kind of looking forward to?
Uh, how this offense is gonna look. I'm looking forward to the explosion that we're gonna add in, and the repetition we're gonna get, and just really the new guys we have around, and just
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
how the team's gonna work. I'm just excited to be around.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. So this is the part of the interview. We call this the Dinkytown Athletes Pop Quiz. And here's the kind of tagline. You may have learned that in school there are no bad questions, but on this pop quiz, there are only bad questions. Also, don't take these lightly. Each member of the Dinkytown Athletes, the collective, will probably evaluate and give you a grade. So be
All right.
careful if you're out in the community; they might give you some grief. Okay.
Okay.
They're pretty tough. Okay, first, um, for for class, do you take digital notes or paper notes, like pen and paper?
Uh, Paper, pen and paper. I take pen and paper.
All right. Are you more of a TV series person or movies kind of person?
TV series.
Okay, got a favorite one right now?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like a anime guy, so I've
Oh,
been,
nice.
yeah, I've been, passing along with those. But I guess I just finished Vinland Saga. That's
Okay,
what it's called.
nice. You got to get to Japan, man. Okay. Uh, Earbud headphones or over the ear headphones?
Over the ear.
All right. Um, Now this, I think for receivers, this can be like kind of religious. So you need to tell me if this is accurate or not.
Uh,
High socks or low socks?
you say wait, high knee socks?
Like high knee socks or low socks, like ankle socks?
It depends if the high knee socks are scrunched or not. I mean, it can't if there's
Oh,
if the high knee socks are straight, then yeah, it's a no go. But if they're scrunched up like a little swaggish, but then yeah, high knee socks, I'll go with.
okay. High knee socks. Okay. Okay. Um, with your pizza, do you like it cut into triangles or squares? Whoa. Oh, I think
But
you're back. Do you like it cut up into triangles or squares?
oh, triangles, yeah.
Triangles. Okay.
Triangles for sure.
Um, Chicken wings, boneless or bone in?
Bone in,
All
definitely
right.
bone.
Are you like a sauce dipping like ranch or blue cheese?
Yeah, definitely ranch for sure.
Definitely ranch. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like your tacos hard shell or soft shell?
Soft shell. The
All right.
hard shell it cut your gums.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, all right. This is a little bit philosophical, so stick with me.
All right.
Is milk with cereal a soup?
Mm, I don't know what the soup definition is, but I mean, it looks like soup to yeah,
All right. Um, are you a morning person or a night owl?
a night owl.
All right. Are you a cat or a dog person?
A dog person, but I don't started to like cats a little bit more.
Okay, cool. Can you
Yeah.
finish this saying for me? Duck, duck.
Goose.
All right. Uh, can you pronounce this word for me? GIF. Is it GIF or GIF?
Hmm. I say GIF.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a strong opinion. You're right.
Okay.
Uh, for toilet paper on the roll, do you like it rolled over the top or under?
Under.
All right.
I gotta pull
And,
it. Oh, yeah.
yeah. All right. I like that. And then favorite color, maroon or gold?
Gold.
All right. Sweet. You got anything you want to share with the Dinkytown Athletes members?
Uh, I want to. Hopefully, I get to meet a bunch of more of you guys. But if I don't, I appreciate you guys. So that'd be it.
Awesome.